Hi guys, Sunova here for another true crime discussion. And this week I am talking about the case of Angie Yarnell. It's a very frustrating case because we know who the murderer was. We know this because he confessed. But he was giving a plea deal that if he showed them where the body was, he would get a lighter sentence. Well, they couldn't find the body where he said it was, and he still only served 4 years for this. And so it's very extremely frustrating. This mother has gone 16 years and can't find her daughter, and this man's only paid 4 years prison sentence for this. So, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Sonova Cantrell. I'm Southwest Missouri's #1 true crime writer, author, blogger, soon-to-be podcaster, and YouTuber. So this is, I do a little bit of everything, but mainly I'm a true crime author. And this is one of the cases that's going to be in my upcoming Case Files book. It's titled Shattered. The subtitle is Behind Every Story is a Shattered Life. So I'm just spending a little bit of time with you guys here today at the library, telling you a few of the cases that are involved in that book. So let's get started. The first story is Marianne Asher-Chapman is the mother of Angie Yarnell. Now, Angie Yarnell was married to a man named Michael, and she was last seen on October 25th, 2003. If you see me looking off screen, I'm sorry, it's because my notes are here. So, but um, she was last seen October 25th, 2003, in the 3900 block of Ozark View Road in Ivy Bend, Missouri. Now, her mother lived in Holt Summit, so you're talking about a 90-minute drive between the two, but mother and daughter were like best friends. They talked every day, every other day. They were very connected. But Marianne was having some troubles. She was going through cancer treatments and having a hard time, and so was her daughter. It seemed like they were both going through a lot of struggles at the same time. Her daughter was having marriage troubles with her husband, and he had started accusing her of having an affair, which was untrue. In turn, it appears that maybe he was actually the one having the affair. But either way, the affair was not happening. But she knew that this marriage was basically going to be over soon, and it was. She felt like he was going to be leaving soon, and this is something she confided with her mother. Well, she needed to find a job, so she had been spending extra time looking for jobs every day. So she had actually went 2 or 3 days without actually talking to her mother, which was very rare. But she was scheduled to be at Marianne's house for a party at 1 p.m. And her niece was having a birthday. And Marianne's family, they got together for a lot of things. They were a very close-knit family. So when 5 o'clock rolled around and Angie had not shown up to this party, Marianne had called a few times. And by this time, Marianne was really concerned, really upset, wondering what's happened, because it was absolutely completely out of character for Angie to not show up to her niece's birthday party. So she's calling. Finally, she makes she leaves a message, and this is what starts a chain of events. She leaves a message very upset saying, "If you don't call me back, I'm getting in my car and I'm driving down there to see what's going on." Well, that call changed things because by 7 o'clock, in pulls Angie's car. So Marianne's frantic, wondering what's going on. She's expecting Angie to get out of the car, but instead her husband Michael gets out of the car and Angie's nowhere to be seen. Michael just comes on into the house, sits down amongst the family, acts like nothing's going on. And someone asks him, "Well, where's Angie?" And he's like, "She's gone." And that's it. And they have to kind of ply him with questions to get him to say anything. And "I think she left with another man." And that was the end of it. And nobody believed him, but they were, maybe they were intimidated because, I mean, he seems to be kind of a bigger guy. But they didn't question it. They just kept their mouth shut. Well, Marianne didn't believe this for a minute. So the next day she goes and she travels down there and she files a missing persons report. Now, she thinks that when she goes into the police station that they're going to be compassionate and help her with this missing persons report, and then they're going to tell her what to do next. But of course they don't. It's a missing adult, and according to them, there wasn't really that much evidence that any foul play happened. So they take Michael's word for it that she just ran off with another man. And so it takes a while before they actually get an investigation going. So it's like no one's really interested in the case. I can't say that they weren't, but from Marianne's perspective, it felt like that. And so, but a week after the missing persons report was filed, Marianne receives a strange postcard in the mail. Now, this postcard is supposed to be from her daughter, and it's postmarked from Arkansas. Now, looking at it face value, it just really seemed odd. And so she began to examine it, and she came to the conclusion that that was not her daughter's handwriting. But this postcard said that basically she and this guy, they were heading to Texas, and when she got there and got settled, she'd call her mom, which this is nothing that her daughter would do. So it takes a while, but in 2008, they have a forensic handwriting specialist confirm that not only did Angie not write the note, but Michael was the author of the note. Now, so they're trying to get a hold of Michael and trying to get some information from Michael. Well, so Marianne and this reporter that's trying to help her gets this wise idea because Michael can't be found. So they file a missing persons report on Michael. And he shows up. They find him in Biloxi, Mississippi. And he confesses, amazingly, he confesses to killing Angie in 2003. And he confesses to forging the postcard. He said he wanted to give Marianne some peace. Well, here's the story as he says it. He says that they got into an argument and he pushed her away from him because she was supposedly, he thought, coming after him, which is crazy if you depend, but whatever. So he pushed her away from him and she fell over the railing of the balcony on their deck, and she fell off and hit her head. He says he sat beside her for a long while, not sure what to do. So he decided to roll her up in the tarp, and just down from their house was a boat ramp. Now, see, they lived on the Lake of the Ozarks, which is a huge body of water that has so many little inlets and outlets and little islands. It's very difficult to search. Let's just put it that way. So anyways, he says that he put her across the canoe, and he rowed upstream 4 miles to a little island that he knew. And he said that he got out of the canoe and he went to get her off of the canoe and carry her onto the island to bury her. But when he stepped out, he sank into the mud, his legs sunk way down into the mud, and he ended up dropping her, and she sank down into the mud, and he just decided to leave her there. And he rode all the way back home. Now, for those of you that believe that story, I will tell you, for one, that the investigators offered him a plea deal if he would show them where. And he could plead guilty to a manslaughter charge and get 7 years, which he ended up serving 4. But what's so frustrating about this case is he took them to this little island. Well, there was no human remains there. In the water, around the water, downstream, no, on the island, there is a man that has big dogs that he brings his dogs there every few days to just let them out and run. And they didn't see anything there ever. And then so they brought out search dogs and all this thing, and they could not find any remains of Angie anywhere on that island. And yet he still got the plea deal, and he ended up serving 4 years. So this is what is so frustrating. Marianne can't find her daughter. Angie Yarnell. And what is so aggravating is not only did this man lie, um, there's no proof of what he says whatsoever. He will not come forward and tell this poor grieving mother where her daughter is. And the way our laws in the state of Missouri are, there's a 99% chance that he couldn't be, if they found her and found a cause of death was different than he said, there's a good chance that he would never face a court about it again because of double jeopardy. So it makes you wonder, why is he holding back? Now, I have talked to some people who said that there is a way around that if she was shot. So maybe that is the reason. I don't know. To me, it seems like he is holding back because he knows that that story isn't true. But that's all speculation. We don't know. Poor Marianne, she went ahead and struggled through cancer, and she is Marianne's voice. She's Angie's voice, and she's 16 years later. She still has a shovel in her trunk. So if someone gives her a tip, she can go try to dig. And this is pitiful because this poor woman is one of the sweetest women you meet on your planet. And this is what she has to deal with on a daily basis. And so, because of this grief and pain that she has dealt with, though, she has co-founded Missouri Missing. And Missouri Missing organization is an incredible organization that helps families going through this horrible ordeal, because she said she felt like she was alone and she felt like no one there to help her. There was no programs in place, nothing that she could do to figure out what to do next. And so she didn't want another mother to feel this way. And so she is a co-founder of this organization. And this book has this story in it and 22 other stories like this one in the Shattered book. And the Shattered book will be coming out November 1st, 2019. So if you watch it before this date, then you can pre-order the book off my website. If you watch it after this date, it'll be live on Amazon. I'm very excited about the Shattered book because I am using it as a tool to benefit Missouri Missing. So a portion of the profits will go to Missouri Missing. So I'm very excited about that. I'm actually this is the first book I have set up that way. So this is going to be really great. If you don't know, if you don't follow me and you don't see all these things, I have a true crime newsletter that goes out to my fans every week on Friday. It has all kinds of games and contests, coupons, all kinds of things. It includes all sorts of information. That is a free gift that I give to anyone who subscribes to my newsletter. You get a free gift called Grim Justice, which is one of my ebooks. So if you like this kind of content, make sure and subscribe to my newsletter. Always like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am just building it up, so it's very small, but it won't stay that way. So make sure and check that out. And if you like this kind of thing, go to synovainc.com, synovink.com. Check out everything I have. I've got all kinds of freebies, all kinds of fun stuff. I've even got serial killer spoons on my website. As of right now, those things sell out so fast, though, so you'll have to get them if you want to get them. You better get them quick. So thank you guys so much, and make sure and check out the Shattered book.